YouTube. Oh shit. There goes YouTube's cue. It's almost that time, baby. Knicks, baby. Knicks in the house. It's Podbean. It's YouTube. Alright, let's bring the website up. Oh shit. You know once the website gets here, that means you know what that means. It's officially time to start the show. I see KJ's ready in the building. I hope you're ready for this Knicks talk, that Knicks talk.
As Metro's Mercury Great approaches, I shall create the illest podcaster known to mankind.
But Master, what are you going to do?
Howard Stern, Stephen A. Smith, Joe Rogan, Dave Chappelle.
Why Dave Chappelle?
'Cause he's a funny motherfucker. Jay-Z.
Jay-Z?
Because he has money, you fucking dickhead.
Oh, I'm sorry, Master. I'm very sorry.
The heart of India. The strength of a black man. And the pride of a Spaniard. I present to you
MyT!
It's alive.
He's walking, Master. He's walking.
MyT
Sports.
It's that time again. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, look, I see the orange and blue all over the place. Hope you guys are ready for this. Yo, let's bring that camera up and let's start this motherfucking show. Afternoon, and welcome back to another edition of the MyT Sports Podcast. I am your host, the one and only Talento Montilla. Let me break it down for you. AKA the Chocolate Boy Wonder, AKA the Brooklyn Buzzsaw, AKA the Mad Podcaster, AKA the Tin Man. That's because my friends are fucked up and I have a bad heart. AKA Tony Baritone, AKA Mr. Energy, especially on the day when the Knicks clinched 4th place in the playoffs, AKA the Motor Mouth of the South. Listen to your boy, AKA the One Take Wonder, AKA Work Hard, Smoke Harder. Let's go Knicks, AKA wow, like a dungeon dragon. I spit that hot shit. You understand? AKA your favorite army vet, AKA the Army Black Knight, AKA you better watch for these hooks because these punches is coming today. I had to give you all of them because every single person is gonna make sure they make an appearance today to give you that Knicks talk, that Knicks talk. You know we gonna stay with that Knicks talk, that Knicks talk. Hey, I see you guys on the gram. I gave you guys a way to listen on Podbean. Come join Podbean. I want to hear you guys. I know you got the opportunity. If you got the gram, then you can get the Podbean. I can't read that shit, paparazzi. Seriously, I can't keep zooming to read that shit. You have no clue how far that is away from where I'm sitting. Right? Like, I see that's you, and I can see that, but I can't read that shit. I can't read that shit. Let's get into the podcast. We got a big show left for you today. Listen, this is May 17th. They said we was going to have highs of 85, lows of 72. Current temperature right now is 81 degrees and partly cloudy. And boy, is that lineup ready. I don't even know why my connection's paused on YouTube. We're going to see what's going on with them boys over there. Listen, we got new champs in the UFC. We got the play-ins are set for the NBA. As you can already see, that Knicks talk is gonna be live today, right? I got a couple more bets that I may tell you guys to go ahead and jump on. Apparently, Boston is tanking. Did I mention how that Knicks talk is gonna be live? We got some new WWE champs. We got some Hall of Fame talk, and oh yeah, that Knicks talk gonna be live. All that All that and more on the MyT Sports Podcast today. But you already know what we say, guys. Regardless of the time.
Take that, take that, take that.
Thought I fixed you.
Take that, take that, take that.
Maybe I didn't fix you. And regardless of the weather.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs?
Oh, we gonna talk
you
about
kidding me? Playoffs?
Yes, playoffs. We're gonna talk about playoffs today. I forgot I was drinking pink lemonade. I thought I was drinking mango juice. To be honest with you, that's a different flavor that I'm ready for. That's like I hope you're ready for this flavor today. We got the Blue Chew sponsor. We got the Blue Chew promo code coming up in just a little bit. But you already know, we gonna stir this motherfucker up. Let's get this motherfucking talking. So you thought I was gonna forget to stir this shit up today? Oh, let's start talking. Woo! Back at it like a sports fanatic. MyT Sports. Welcome to the podcast, Nat. Welcome to the podcast. Now I see KJ in here. I see somebody else, and I ain't quite see their name. And I'm hoping that's Paparazzi, who's the fourth member that's already in the podcast. That's what you go now. Your seat is already reserved. If you're not ready to talk, go ahead and mute yourself. But you are already in the top room. Listen, folks. Let's go ahead and get into the birthdays for today so that we can get directly into that next talk. Because you know we like to give our birthday shout-outs. We like to give a little bit of love to the people out there. So it's time for you to check it, right? We only got 2 birthdays today, right? We have one on the 15th, and then we have one today. So let's get them both out of the way. Yeah. Because, yeah, it's your birthday. We said it's your birthday. Check it. Too late. Check it. You said it's your birthday. Yeah, it's your birthday. Check it. Check it. First birthday goes out to Lourdes. Now, I know your last name ain't Castro anymore. And I know why you no longer have the same last name. How you do that because you had a lovely husband that you married. I want to say rest in peace to him as well. So we will never forget about his precious life that was lost. But I want to say happy birthday to not Lourdes Castro, but that's what I grew up knowing her, because I've known this girl since about the 7th grade. All right, like so say I've known her since I was about 12 years old or some shit. So first birthday shout out goes to Lourdes. Want to say birthday shout out. I don't even know what's going on here with my IG. Like it's fucking up over here. So, but still, that ain't gonna stop us from our. Yeah, it's your birthday. We said it's your birthday. Check it. Last birthday shout out actually comes today, and that will be a birthday to Liz Cook. Liz Cook happens to be a former bartender. I think from Tijuana, Texas, when we used to frequent that place a lot. Also, she happens to be the individual that I had to go report for her ex-boyfriend or current boyfriend, because she set me up for the okie doke one day where they was mad at each other, and she was flirting with your boy, and he got mad, and he called the people to go kick me out, but then I ended up having to co-corporate him, and he got a nice little suspension for a couple of weeks. So, yeah, it's your birthday. We said it's your birthday. Your boy, wow. Alright, that's the whole birthday shout outs for it. Fuck it. Like, no. I think you guys know what I want to hear, and I want this on an endless. No, we got the flames of flame coming up in just a bit when we get to that Knicks talk, but it ain't time for that Knicks talk yet. Actually, who we got today, we actually going to start off the podcast with a little bit of UFC. We're going to get right into that. We're going to hold off for that Knicks talk for you guys just a little bit, get a couple more people to come and join this room. I know everybody. Like I said, I know every single person out there wants to talk about the Knicks, and I just want to make sure I give them all a fair shot to be able to get in here and to get onto the podcast. So let's start with the UFC 262, folks. I don't know if you happen to catch this. So all we're gonna do, I'm just gonna give you the main card, right? And that was for the vacant light heavyweight champion, or for the lightweight championship belt, folks. And oh my God, this fight between Charles Oliveira and Michael Chandler, like this was the very embodiment of power versus technique. You had the short, stocky Michael Chandler that was built like a little brick house. Like you understand that you can see that every time that he throws a punch, you can see every single muscle ripple in his body down to the biceps on his toes. Like those are the kind of muscles this dude. He got muscles on top of muscles. And this is the kind of power we're talking about here. Versus Charles Oliveira. Individual has been in the UFC for about 11 years. Right? 28 fights underneath his belt. You understand that we saw Khabib retire with a record of 29-0. This dude has had 28 fights and hasn't even had a title shot yet. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? But here was Charles Oliveira's time. He's made himself available. He's kept himself in the game. He's improved himself every single fight. And Michael Chandler came in here talking cash shit. Right? Charles Oliveira, the technical dude. Right? The submission guy. Think if you're an old school guy, think of Horace Gracie kind of guy. You understand? Like slight frame, but can work the ground game easily when it comes to submissions. Right? And can easily pull guard anytime that he wants. Oh, he almost fucking flattened his neck. I'm sorry. I also got WWE Backlash also in the background, and I am watching right now the fight between the monster among men, Braun Strowman, and the Irish. Oh, okay, he made it over. Damn, that was close. That was close. Like he really almost landed on his neck. But that's Drew McIntyre he's fighting. And I just seen a belly to belly over the top belly to belly. And this isn't the kind of guy like Braun Strowman. This isn't the kind of guy that you do over the top belly to belly on. And I was just glad that he actually cleared the over the top belly. But like he had somebody strong enough to throw him over, and also use his own momentum to be able to get over them, because like that's not a move that you can do with somebody that doesn't have the kind of strength that Drew McIntyre carries. Let's just put it that way. Because if not, then Braun Strowman would have landed completely on his neck, and you're talking about a significant neck injury. All right, so let's get back into this UFC talk. We're gonna shift from wrestling back into UFC again, because we're talking about fighting, but it's two different kinds of fighting here. And they were new champions in both arenas. Back in UFC's Backlash, and also WWE's Backlash, and also in UFC 262. So back to Charles Oliveira, the sleight of frame, right? The submission specialist, the guy that is more likely to tap you out than knock you out. Can pull guard, has different angles, right? They're basically the guy that when you look at him, you think technique, you think flawless technique. This is Michael Chandler. Well, you don't think flawless technique, you think power, you think brick house, you think walking stick of dynamite. You understand? Like you think Tasmanian devil, like that kind of shit. I need to get that drop, to be honest with you, right? Like that's the kind of shit that we're talking about here. And for the first round of this fight, it honestly looked like Charles Oliveira was about to lose this fight. Michael Chandler came into the first round, and granted, it was kind of slow. It was kind of slow to begin with, right? And then the pace started to pick up just a little bit, right? You started to see a couple of exchanges. They made it to the ground. Bobby Lashley just speared Braun Strowman, and there goes a 3 count. And that's how you let those two behemoths battle themselves out. And then as soon as you see an opening, you take advantage of it. Business. So Michael Chandler would actually dominate the first round. He would bloody up Oliveira. He would hurt him to the point where Oliveira was on his hands and knees taking blows to the head. And the only reason why the ref didn't stop, I think the ref didn't want to pull a quick trigger, but the referee could have stopped it right then and there, because he almost looked like he was defenseless. And then to save himself, Oliveira pulled guard. And if he didn't pull guard, I guarantee you that fight would have been over. He pulled guard. Next, you know, he's not taking a lot of punishment anymore from the bottom, but he is taking some punishment. But he has reduced the damage a lot, and basically he's playing survival mode for the last 2 minutes of the round. And it came out here, and it really looked like that shit that Michael Chandler was talking was about to be true. It really sounded like all of that smoke that Michael Chandler was hinting towards was probably true, because Michael Chandler said like, "Yo, I'm going to catch him with this power. And when I hit him with this power, it's going to make him not want to be in the ring with me. It's going to make him forget about all of his technique, and it's going to make him want to quit." And that is only because Charles Oliveira has been shown to stop early when hurt. That he doesn't take punishment easily. You understand that you can force your will on him and you can get him up out of there. Like, this is what was being said about Charles Oliveira. So when Michael Chandler had him hurt in the first round and Charles Oliveira actually lasted, nobody thought that Charles Oliveira was gonna continue to last. You're over here thinking, okay, Michael Chandler's gonna come in here, he's gonna apply that pressure. Under pressure, raining down on me, raining down on you. You understand? He thought he was gonna put that pressure on him and get him completely out of there get him completely out of there by the second round. And that's what it looked like he attempted to do. But you know what they say? Everybody has a plan until you get punched in the mouth. And Michael Chandler had a plan to end this in the second round based off what happened in the first. But then he rushed in a little bit too much. And with a very technical, not powerful looking hook, Charles Oliveira catches Michael Chandler right flush on the jaw. Yeah, imagine that shit moving in slow motion. Shit. Michael Chandler goes back. He's stumbling into the fences. Bam, bam. He catches another couple of pieces. He's trying to dodge. He's trying to weave. Bam, bam, bam. He catches a couple more pieces. The next thing you know, he puts his hands down on his knees. He's trying to move his head back and forth. And next thing you know, bam, 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 bam. And no, I'm not trying to imitate my headboard at night. And no, I'm not trying to imitate that little kids from the Flintstones. I am talking about that's how many headshots he just started taking. Next, you know, Big John Studd, middle name Mud, had to come into the ring and was like, oh, yo, it's done. It's a wrap. And your new lightweight UFC champion, Charles, oh my God, I can't believe he pulled that shit off Oliveira. Like, that was what you missed. That is 100% what you missed if you did not catch that UFC fight. Now, ow, my toes! I just rolled over my toes and almost fell out of my chair because of it. Now, as we move on from the UFC fight, right? Let's go to a quick WWE match, right? I'm only gonna reveal one, and that's gonna be one result of one match for WWE's Backlash. In case you haven't seen it, just like I did for this. Now, trust me, when it comes to Wednesday night, we're gonna go a little bit more in depth, most likely, probably. We'll see. You know how shit gets when the three drunk uncles get together. Right? We're gonna see if we're gonna get into some of these other cards, right? We're gonna see if we're gonna talk about those legs. if you saw the UFC fights, you know what I mean about those legs. Or some of those shaky calls. We could get into all of that possibly Wednesday. But today I just wanted to touch on one fight. It's like I want to do with WWE. I want to touch on one fight. And it's like I'm going to tease you that PPW has an event coming up pretty soon. Stay tuned. That thing is going to be on June 16th or 26th, I believe. Like, let's go with 16th or the 26th. Whichever one of those days is a Saturday. Platinum Pro Wrestling is going to be having an event coming up. So stay tuned for that. And it's going to be June 26th. Stay tuned for that, and I will be giving you guys information on that. Because not only information for their wrestling event that's going to be going on that evening, but also there's going to be a memorial event for the passing of Dusty Brooks. As you guys may remember, I mentioned to you guys in the past that the promoter that I work for with Platinum Pro Wrestling, his father was the late great Dusty Brooks. You may have recognized him from fights with Hulk Hogan and Hacksaw Jim Duggan, $1 Million Man, and other notables from WWE. Alright, so there's going to be a memorial service for him early in that day, and then later on that night we're going to be putting on a wrestling event. So stay tuned for that. That's coming up on June 26th. I'll give you more details as we get closer, or as this week goes on, and as we get closer, so you guys can start reserving your tickets, and I'll be able to see you guys out there. Now let's go ahead and continue with WWE since we're still talking about wrestling. What's going on, Mister? Welcome to the podcast. Remember the phone lines are all open. We're gonna be heavy with that Knicks talk today. Hope you're ready. All right, so also with WWE, something cool actually happened, right? Like I said, only one match I'm actually going to talk about, and that's actually the match that happened for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship, and that is because we have something that has happened for the first time ever, and that is we have the first father-son tag team and kind of active, right? I think they kind of brought Rey Mysterio back into major activity so that they can do this whole push and eventually get his son warmed up to be able to get him into this tag team role. But folks, the Mysterios are now tag team champions. Folks, yes, the Mysterios, yes, the Booyaka 619s and all that. Yes, all of that is happening, right? So Rey Mysterio and his son Dominic Mysterio are now tag team champions. And I don't know how long you guys have been wrestling fans, but I remember when the custody for Dominic was actually a stipulation for a match. Yes, folks, Rey Mysterio's son was the stipulation for a match that whoever won custody of Dominic. That's how long this kid has been slightly involved in wrestling, right? They've used him in storylines before he was old enough to properly read. And now look at him, tag team champion with his pops. So let's go ahead and get out the horns for that one, because you know how we do here. Big up. So big up to the Mysterios on making history. And as for you guys wondering, like, damn, for you guys that are wrestling fans, or may have been wrestling fans back then and no longer wrestling fans now, you may be wondering, damn, Rey Mysterio is still wrestling? Yes, Rey Mysterio is still wrestling. And you have to always remember, everything is still a business. So Rey Mysterio he can still perform, but he can't perform on that every night basis like some of these younger guys do. But what Rey Mysterio he is and will forever be a fan favorite, especially when it comes to the children. Children love Rey Mysterio. I don't know if it's because of his 5'2" frame. I don't know if it's because of the mask. We don't know if it's because of the colorful. You know, I gotta get off my Wi-Fi. Maybe that's what the problem is. I don't know if it's because of all of his colorful attire, but Rey Mysterio stays a fan favorite when it comes to children, and obviously with the Latino market as well, where his merchandise sells out a lot to them. So that's the reason why you still see Mysterio in the game, if you're still wondering about Rey Mysterio. But now, since we're done, right, getting all unnecessary bullshit elephants out of the room, let's go ahead and shit. Boy, I'm telling you, that flame of fame is hitting differently today. I got some goosebumps because Knicks Talk is on the way. Don't forget that Knicks Talk is brought to you by Blue Chew. Don't forget, Blue Chew has the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. Don't forget, by the end of this segment, I'll be dropping a promo code so that you can get yourself a free shipment of Blue Chew. Yes, folks, Blue Chew. All you gotta do is chew it and do it. Just chew it and do it. Alright, let's go ahead and continue, right? Because you know I got that Knicks talk. You know I'm going to stay with that Knicks talk. Because, folks, we are finally here. Pardon me if I get a little emotional. We're finally here at the end of the season. And holy fuck shit. Like peanut bananas on top. Right? Like holy fuck shit. Even in my wildest dreams, in my best of grandest of expectations, and listen here, folks, this is a guy that bet that the New York Knicks would definitely get over 22.5 wins. I bet on that. I am the guy here that's really mad at KJ for not letting me know that, hey, while you're betting on that, let me also put this on your radar too, homie, and you want me in the money line. I should put you on like on a 2-week probation for that shit. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Just from the money line. Alright. But, oh my God, like, listen, man, I am too happy. It's May 17th. My birthday's on July 17th. I think the Knicks have just guaranteed I am going to have a phenomenal 60 days. Right until the offseason begins for basketball. Right? What they have done this season is even beyond me. You understand? I bet for the first time in my life that the New York Knicks was going to get over those 22.5 wins. This was Vegas, people, because the New York Knicks had 20 wins last year. The New York Knicks doubled their win total from last year with 41 wins. 41 wins. You understand that if this was at least a regular season, we're still talking about them having a 500 record. Oh, I'm gonna bet on this playoff series. Trust me. I got some bets lined up for you guys. So don't get it twisted. All right? I'm even doing prop bets in it all. I'm smoking boom and the whole nine. You understand? Shout out to Mr. Cheeks. New York Knicks finished 41-31, folks. That is 10 games above 500. More importantly, that is 20 games above what they had last year. That is 20 games above what Vegas thought they would have. Vegas, the motherfucking experts. I hope you guys listened to the podcast at the beginning when I told you guys to drop that dime on the New York Knicks at the beginning of the season to win that bread. And I'm hope that you were degenerate just enough to be like, you know what? Why stop there? Let me also bet on them to make the playoffs, because we've been telling you that since the beginning of the podcast too. Since the beginning of the podcast, we've been telling you New York Knicks were bare minimum gonna make the playing games, and now we here. Playing games are set. I'm sorry, I lied to you. The Knicks didn't make the playing games. They made the whole entire playoffs. They didn't get no sample size. Oh no! We got the Big El Grande Enchilada. Come fuck with your boys. I'm walking here. New York Knicks got the 4th seed. You hear me? The 4th seed. I thought they were going to get like the 6th seed. To be honest, like the 7th, 8th. You understand? The 4th seed in the East. That is hosting a home court advantage. Now, am I a little disappointed and I'm not going to be able to watch the New York Knicks play the Miami Heat down here in South Florida? Very minuscule. You should have took care of your business, Heat. That's all I gotta say about your bitch. But you won in Milwaukee. Just like how when I was telling you guys, I wasn't afraid of Milwaukee either. Oh, what a time to be alive. Oh, what a time it is to be a Oh, what a time it is to be a Knicks fan. Who would have thought this turnaround would have came after just 1 year? I'm saying all this because I'm telling you right now, there were a couple of awards, right? Throughout the season, throughout this whole entire season, right? I don't think you guys have even realized that a New York Knicks player should have been in the running for at least, or somebody in the New York Knicks organization should have been in the running for at least 4 different awards this year alone. When we start at the bottom, the first one was Rookie of the Year for one point in time, until he got injured and he had his own little slump. But yes, Emmanuel Quickly at one point in time should have been in those talks for early candidate of Rookie of the Year. Then we have Sixth Man of the Year. And that should 100% go to Derrick Rose. Or he should be a candidate in there. We should be talking about him for Sixth Man of the Year. For the first 33 games that Derrick Rose joined the New York Knicks, they won 22 of them. And they played 3 more games since then. Or 2 more games since then. So in 35 games, folks, since Derrick Rose has joined this team, the New York Knicks have only lost 11. They've won 24 with him. He should be at least a candidate, or at least at one point in time been a candidate for Sixth Man of the Year. Now, here comes one guy that should have qualified for at least 2 awards, right? Because if you're gonna disrespect him by not putting him in candidate in talks for MVP, because he should be in talks for MVP, and I don't give a fuck what nobody says, he should get an MVP vote. But you're not gonna do it. Because if this was LeBron James, or if this was Giannis Antetokounmpo, if this was James Harden, if this was any one of those bigger this was Chris Paul, if this was Russell Westbrook, and doing this with the Knicks team and putting up a triple-double, because Julius Randle averaged a double-double for this season and had 6 assists to go along with it. If this is any one of those guys that takes this Knicks team and doubles their win total, puts them into the playoffs, and solidifies them getting a home court advantage in the playoff spot, oh my God, you guys are giving him unlimited blowjobs for the rest of their lives. But like I said, that's only because they're a different looking kind of vulture. Because like we said, the eagle is a vulture with better PR. That's all it is. The eagle and the vulture are the same animals. The eagle just has better PR. And that's what Julius Randle is right now. He's been a vulture. And y'all been treating him like a vulture. But he's been flying like an eagle. He's been respected as such. What's going on, big life? Welcome to the MyT Sports Podcast. Don't you guys forget the phone lines are open. Heavy on that Knicks talk right now. Listen, if you ain't ready to talk about my Knicks right now, I'm just saying. Don't even come in here talking no smoke. You understand? Because oh boy, I'm feeling about my Knicks. Listen, I am on cloud 9. I am on cloud Clyde. I am on cloud Ewan. I am on cloud Stokes. I am on cloud Randall. I am on cloud Tibbs. You understand? We're talking about just the Tibbs. Just the Tibbs. All we're talking about is just the Tibbs. Yo, telling me coaching doesn't matter. So like I said, if you're unwilling to give Julius Randle MVP candidate votes, well, you would have done this for any one of those other names that I mentioned. If they would have turned this Knicks team around the way they did, okay, I get that. He better get most improved player. That's 4 awards already that a New York Knickerbocker should have at least been qualifying for. And 5th, Coach of the Year. Now, there is something that I do need to correct. Because I keep hearing it. And I need to correct because it's not completely factual. Right? It's an illusion. It's an illusion what's happening here. Right? And what's happening here is that when you do talk about Tom Thibodeau, right? Thibaut Diaby. When you talk about Coach Tibbs, they consistently say that, yes, I fully agree he should win Coach of the Year. But he didn't do it with the same roster. Don't you guys get it tripping? He didn't do it with the same roster. That's what they keep saying. That he did it with the same roster. No. He didn't do it with the same roster. Now, he may have done it with the same starting lineup. For the most part, he did. Now, he may have done it with the same starting lineup, but everything else changed. Everything else changed. We're talking about 5 starters only. We're talking about empty calories Payton, ECP, right? Alfred Clifford Payton. We're talking about R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, and whoever they had running, shooting at the top. Because really, a lot hasn't changed. Right? A lot really hasn't changed. Sorry. A lot has changed. My bad. Right? A lot hasn't changed in the starting lineup. But if you look at everything else, on top of there being a culture, right? It's been a complete turnaround. You forget, right? Mitchell Robinson has already gone down. So they're no longer doing it with Mitchell Robinson. They're doing it with Nerson Noel and Taj Gibson. There goes 2 new bodies right there alone. We had Dennis Smith Jr. We shipped him out, and we picked up Derrick Rose. Right? There goes another new body. Last year, you know who was getting a lot of these minutes? A lot of these empty minutes and wasn't producing? Frank Ntilikina and Kevin Knox. You know who's not getting those minutes anymore? Frank Ntilikina and Kevin Knox. We replaced them with Reggie Bullock and Alex Burke. So, when you say that he's doing it with the same exact team, no, he's not doing it with the same team. When you really look at it, he's not doing the same thing. They've turned over more than half of this roster. But it's all been the bench. It's all been your role players. Everybody I've mentioned has basically been a role player. You know who else they didn't mention? Emmanuel Quickly. They did it to draft and their bench players. You understand? Like, their starters are basically the same, yes. But everything else has changed. Nerson Noel signed as a free agent. Taj Gibson signed as a free agent. These are 2 key contributors. Nerson Noel is having fucking block parties out there, reminding me of my goddamn childhood in New York City. Nerson Noel, you got Taj Gibson being the bully on the block. right? Emmanuel quickly, they got from the draft as a point guard. So that's the reason why you no longer see Fred Ntilikina. He took up his minutes. Alex Burke came in. He took up Kevin Knox's minutes. And then whatever minutes Kevin Knox was going to get, sorry, you don't shoot consistent enough. Reggie Bullock took those minutes away from you. And then there's the rose. Because even the rose grows in the concrete in New York. 24 wins. 24 wins in his first 35 games as a New York Knick. They are winning over 66% of the games with Derrick Rose. That is a continuous change in culture. Because first you change the culture, and then you get an all-star future Hall of Fame player to come in there and be coach and reinforce what you said. And be a walking embodiment, be a walking example of how to continue being a pro. A pro's pro. Like, that's what you're getting. New York Knicks took care of Charlotte. Now, was it the way that you wanted them to? No, it really wasn't. This game was a little bit closer than it should have been. Again, the New York Knicks, as we've been talking about this all year, the New York Knicks don't close out games well. Now, if you've been watching all year, right, this isn't a problem that just started happening these last 2 weeks. So if you think that this is something new that just happened these last 2 weeks, welcome to dessert. You missed breakfast, you missed lunch, you missed brunch, you missed dinner. Welcome to dessert. And you're late to the fucking party. I don't want to hear from you. Go take this stale ass piece of cake and go shut the fuck up in the corner. New York Knicks have always had problems out closing out games. But they close out games is what they've done. To the point where they have a record of 41-31. So I understand. Now some of you guys may be a little bit worried of how they look against San Antonio, Orlando, or even Boston. But you understand, there's only one statistic that really mattered there, and that's the W. Because to the tune, because you know, let me let you understand, guys. So, because to the tune, right, of at least 55% of the times, it worked. You beat the team that you were supposed to beat, and you lost against the team that you're not supposed to beat. When you had a close game against the Lakers, guess what? You didn't win. Do you expect to win against the Lakers? No, you don't. When you had a close game against the Clippers, you won that game. Celebrate that shit. That every once in a while, even a broken clock, you know what I mean, is right twice a day. Celebrate that shit. Do you expect to win against Phoenix? No. Some of these teams you can't win those close games against. But we've won enough to get that 4th seed. And that's all that matters that we beat is that we beat all of the teams that the New York Knicks needed to beat to be able to solidify and guarantee the home court series advantage in the playoffs. And that's what they did. And that's all you need to care about. Fuck all the dumb shit. They sat Lonzo Ball down early. You didn't see him for the second half of the game. You know what I mean? New York Knicks end up getting that win. Julius Randle ended up getting another triple-double in that game. We took care of our part. And then we got a little bit of help. What's going on, Black Dog Browns? Finally, welcome. My certified, bona fide, school teacher in the house. He's the best school teacher that I know in the business, by the way. Let's let you guys know. Then we got a little bit of help. Guys, the phone lines are open. Let you guys, the phone lines are open whenever you're ready or to call up and let's talk this Knicks talk. The phone lines are open for your sports questions. The phone lines are open for this Knicks talk. The phone lines are open for, well, if you want to drop some Knicks hate, I'll entertain it for about like 7 seconds and I'm just going to hang up on you just to let you know. But I'll entertain it for a little bit. But let's go. But it's orange and blue all day. Listen, I see skies that are blue, orange clouds too. I see the Knicks beating you, and I said to myself, what a wonderful world. Man, I am telling you, what a day to be a Knicks fan. What a day to be a Knicks fan. Now, you know who I do not want to be a fan of? And that is the Miami Heat right now. Now, the Miami Heat, now listen, I wanted that fuego. I wanted all of that smoke. I came on here for weeks, and I told you guys, dame fuego. I wanted the Heat, all for selfish reasons. only because I wanted to witness that game here. I wanted to witness a playoff game in hand. I was gonna pay for babysitters. I ain't give a fuck. I would have. Listen, I had a 10-year-old that would have babysat all your kids, and I would have paid her $3.99 and a bowl of Cheerios, and you know what I mean? Like I would have gotten it done. But we got a little bit of help. But remember, number one thing on the board: take care of your business, and that's what the New York Knicks did. And then they got their help. Remember, to be lucky, you have to keep putting yourselves in position to be lucky. This isn't just for sports. I just gave you a life lesson, people. For all the people that be like, damn, he got lucky, damn, they got lucky, damn. No. Luck just don't happen. Luck happens for a reason. People position themselves to be lucky. And then when that luck strikes, holyshift.com if you want to get your reading done. Right? Things just start to line up. And things lined up for the New York Knicks. The Milwaukee Bucks would extinguish the Miami Heat, and I don't know what happened. Like they didn't play Jimmy Butler. I didn't get a chance for Jimmy to be out here.
I can guard him, and he can't guard me. Like at the end of the day, there's some you just don't say as a man.
Like I didn't get that. They robbed us of Jimmy. And now granted, I am the last person to be complaining about this. This is more of a complaint for my female listeners, right? But I feel you guys when you get robbed of Jimmy. Like I understand it now. But no Jimmy in Miami meant also no W for the Heat. And the Milwaukee Bucks easily took that W there. And now, folks, that also helps solidify the Knicks' number 4 spot. Now, not for nothing. It is said that the Miami Heat, that they won in Milwaukee because of what happened last year. That they wanted to play the Bucks. So when they sat down Jimmy, it was them over here talking about
Milwaukee, this is for you.
Like they wanted all of the smoke. They wanted to buck him down. Buck him down. But they wanted all those buck shots. So we gonna see. We gonna see if the Miami Heat are gonna be able to live up to their part. Because not for nothing, I told you guys here too, I felt like how Miami Heat felt as a Knicks fan. If I didn't get the Hawks in the 4-5 spot, if I didn't get the Miami Heat in the 4-5 spot, I was 100% okay getting the Milwaukee Bucks in the 6-3. You understand? Like, listen, if we get the 6-3, then I see you. That's exactly what we put in the Bucks. Directly in ICU. Intensive care unit. Have them on the sidelines, watching us play, talking about ICU. I don't know Rue Brookins, dude. He's a light boss for you. Y'all bringing out the dormant battle rapper in me for no reason. You understand? Like the line was like, man, it's a good day to be a Knicks fan. We'll stay with that Knicks talk a little bit later. But you know what? As we continue with that Knicks talk, let me go ahead and give this to you guys now, right? Let me go ahead and give this to you guys now. Because as you guys know, right, all Knicks talk since the month of May and moving forward will be brought to you. And this isn't just Knicks talk. Any Big Blue talk. Any Big Blue talk is going to be brought to you by Blue Chew. And in case you don't know who Blue Chew is, folks, let's get you guys a little bit acquainted. Hey, yo, DJ MyT, cut the beat. Phone lines are still open. Things like today makes me wonder why I'm working. Right, folks? So, Blue Chew, folks. Where do I have a packet somewhere sitting here? I don't have a packet in front of me anymore. I don't know, the packet somewhere sitting here somewhere. But folks, Blue Chew. Let you guys know. Blue Chew is the little blue pill that gives you back that thrill. Let's open up a pack and head to the sack. In just a few chews before you do. With the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. This is the one opportunity that you just can't miss. She's going to love how you come through like a champ when you Blue Chew in advance. Just use today's promo code EVBT. That's E as in Echo, V as in Victor, B as in Bravo, and T as in Tango to get $20 off your first shipment today. And listen, this is a little secret between between me and you, the MyT listeners. Right? That $20 off, that's basically like getting your first pack for free. If you pick the standard plan, all you're doing is paying for shipping and handling. Yes, folks, that's promo code EVBT. Blue Chew. Just chew it and do it. I'm just saying. There you go. I got that for you. I got that for you. So now we have the playing games, right? And we'll continue to talk Knicks all through the podcast, right? But let's go ahead and talk about these playing games, because these playing games are actually even a little bit more interesting than we anticipated, right? You didn't mention Taj Gibson. What the fuck? I did mention Taj Gibson. What, you guys you ain't listening hard enough. I mentioned Taj Gibson. You understand? Like I said, there's 6-7 players that we've had the New York Knicks contributed for now that weren't on the team last year. So, like your boy Tibbs, like he gets a lot of credit for what he's done. He created a culture, then he solidified that culture, and he rewarded guys with defense, with good play, and with consistency, and with preparation. He makes sure his players are prepared every single game. From what I hear, that they get a thick ass textbook. Thank you, Nat. Appreciate it. Don't forget to like and share the podcast before you bounce. They get a thick ass textbook on every single team and every single player they're about to play. So they are prepared. And we're hoping they're going to be prepared for the playoffs. Now, when it comes to this playoffs, again, there's another reason why New York fans are as ecstatic as they want to be, or as happy as they are, right? And I'll come back and tell you why they're so happy, right, in just a bit, right? I'm going to shift gears. We're going to talk about the play-ins we're going to talk about these play-ins games, because these play-in games, right, are even a little bit more exciting than we anticipated. And I'm going to be running a couple of polls pretty soon going on Twitter. And that is, who do you think who's going to make it out of these play-in games? I'm going to be doing one for the West, we'll be doing one for the East. So far in the playing games, we have San Antonio, Memphis, Golden State Warriors, and the Lakers all coming out of the West. And then we have Charlotte, Indiana, Washington, and Boston coming out of the East. And I'm going to tell you right now, like, the team that I have the least amount of faith in is probably the Boston Celtics. Like, I've been telling, I joked about this last week on the podcast, right? And then it just keeps kind of like resurfacing to me that it feels like the Boston Celtics are tanking. It feels like the Boston Celtics were trying to get out of the play-in games. Like they were just trying to fall. Like that's what it felt like to me. Now I know they've had a couple of injuries here and then. I know they've had COVID to deal with at the beginning of the season. But towards the end of the season, I just really felt like Boston was not in this to win it at all. When they played the New York Knicks in the last game of the season, they sat down 7. Folks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, and 7. 7 of their key players. They sat down. You understand? The biggest name on the court yesterday was Taco Falls. And yes, folks, that was a complete play on words. That was really what they did yesterday. And who cares, right? If you're a Knicks fan, who cares? Like, we've been Jets fans before. Or some of us have been Jets fans in the past. Right? Common Jets fans. Like, who cares if a team wants to sit down all their players? Right? They want to disrespect you like that. Let that happen. You whoop their ass twice. So who cares if Boston wants to sit down all their players? I feel like Boston is one of those teams that they just want to get out of the play. They just don't want to make it whatsoever. Like, they are just really trying to backpedal their way out of whatever this is. Get into the offseason, fire their head coach, make a couple of offseason changes, get rid of their point guard, go after Alonzo Ball. Yes, New York, you aren't the only ones after Alonzo Ball. See how quickly things can change? This is why I said I'm going to be happy for 60 days. What the New York Knicks just did made me happy for 60 days. They kept me happy through my birthday with them. The only thing they can do right now that can piss me off is lose to the Hawks. That is the only thing they can do right now to piss me off, is lose to the Hawks. Because every single Knicks fan believes that they should beat the Hawks. If you don't believe that they should beat the Hawks, then you are one of those people that are just scorned so badly that you just want to protect every single bit of your heart and you don't want to admit shit. I'm not putting it out in the air. I'm just doing sports talk radio. That's the only disappointment now left in the season. And now I could be wrong, and I'll take another poll. Like, do you expect the Knicks to beat the Atlanta Hawks and move on to play in the second round? Because that's where these bets start to come in that I wanted to tell you guys about, right? Because this is how strongly that I feel that I really wish I would have bet throughout the whole entire year and remember the whole entire progress, right? I would have thought it all the way out like I thought about it like last year with the Miami Heat. That I would bet the New York Knicks beat the Hawks. I would take that bet right now. And then what you go around and do is that you bet that the New York Knicks are going to lose in the next round. You could put money on both bets and win. And I fully believe that. I don't know what I just got text messages from from KJ. But I saw that you sent me something. So if I'm a betting man, or if you're a betting person, listen. I don't tell you guys to bet often. The only times I've told you guys to bet was last year. Right? I started telling you guys to bet. And that was the very moment the very moment that Orlando beat the Milwaukee Bucks in the first game of the playoffs last year. I told every single Heat fan to go ahead and bet that the Miami Heat make it to the conference championship game and most likely win it. Then I also told them to bet that the Miami Heat make the playoffs as well. I told them to bet that they beat the Bucks. And for those people that listen to me, they won hundreds of thousands of dollars. So here we come back again. I didn't tell you guys to bet again. And the first time I mentioned anything about betting, I made the bet my goddamn self. But the New York Knicks being over 22.5 wins. I hope you made that bet. If you've listened to me, then hopefully you will have made hundreds of thousands of dollars. If enough of you have listened to me. Now here we go again. Here we go again. Rest in peace, DMX. Same old shit, dog, just a different day. Oh, in New York it's probably like $1,000. $1,250 maybe? That's gonna be in New York. That's game 1 of the playoffs. New York Knicks haven't had a lowest is $1,000. Yeah, see? Yeah. Okay, that's New York though. Tell me what that price is gonna be in Atlanta. Show me the price for game 3 in Atlanta. That's what I want to see. Does Atlanta have people back in there? Does Atlanta have people back in their stands? And also, see what I told you? Based on what just happened and what just happened with these couple of mandates? Is that if they would have had a playoff game down here, they would have lifted those restrictions. What did they just come out saying? Oh, if you've been vaccinated, you no longer have to really wear your mask indoors if you don't want to. So guess what that would have meant? That would have opened. That means another level that you could open up that Heat arena to. They would have opened that shit the fuck up to another level of capacity, and let vaxies come in there. So here goes some more bets, folks. Bet for the Knicks to beat the Hawks. Bet for them to lose against Philly in the next round after that. But let's hope that we can also injure Joel Embiid and make this a Ben Simmons game. Because if that's the case, then we can definitely win this. But honestly, nah, Philly's had our number all year. What am I saying? I was gonna say we could probably beat. Nah, we can't. We can't. Like I'm okay with Milwaukee. What's AO? Don't tell me that the games for the Hawks is only like $100 because I'll take a red eye. I'll take a red eye up there. Oh. I'm sorry, B. I'm being spiteful. I'm being spiteful because I just want. Okay, when I say injure them, right? I was like, in a way, I'm not really saying injured. I'm just saying like we're on them so much that you no longer want them. That they no longer want to continue the game. We're on them so much that any nagging pains or ailments that they have, they no longer want to risk it by continuing to play against you. Or any ailments that they have, right? It resurfaces and it is multiplied by playing the Knicks. So I'm not saying I want these guys to be injured. I'm just saying that if there are things that are wrong with them, I would like these things to inflame because of the pressure that the Knicks applied on them. I know I said injured, but I didn't mean injured, right? It's like injured is the easiest way for me to put it, but it also sounds the worst. But that's really what that is. Like it just sounds the worst. Like I don't want it to be injured. I just want like, okay, if Joel Embiid has a sore ankle that he's been nursing, I want that ankle to be under so much pressure when he plays the Knicks that he no longer could continue playing games. Why you always gotta call Chill Will on me? It's like, yo, this nigga's being outlandish again. Hold on, it's time to free Chill Will. Go ahead and free Chill. I got something for Chill Will. You go ahead and free him if you want. I got something for him. Wait till I see him on Wednesday, because I don't know if I'm going to catch him today. Listen, I don't know if anybody's going to be able to get at me today. You guys are going to have to catch me on Wednesday night at 8:07-ish. Oh yeah, the podcast this whole entire week is going to be on time. Like, listen, I am heavy in the Knicks talk. I am I am heavy in the Knicks talk today. And not only are we heavy in the Knicks talk today, but you realize that this is a mini break for us now too. Because we get to sit back and enjoy these playing games. We get to just sit back and enjoy these playing games and enjoy this playing tournament, which is what's going on right now. LA, Golden State, Memphis, San Antonio, Boston, Washington, Indy, Charlotte. Now, I already told you about Boston. I think Boston's going to lose. Boston, I think, is going to be the first team bounced. They're going to lose to Washington because Washington is just way too hot with the triple doubles and everything that they've been doing. Boston wants to quit. Now, if you had to ask me between Charlotte and Indiana, this is where things get interesting because I think Charlotte is the one that moves on from that series, and then because Boston just doesn't want to play, I think the two teams that make it out of the West, that make it out of the East, are going to be Washington and Charlotte. I don't see Indiana advancing, and I don't see Boston advancing at all. And then comes the West. And can I tell you, when it comes to the West, there's a couple of scenarios that I want. Right? So, ultimately, let me not mince my words. Right? Let me not mix them. Let me be very blunt and direct for you. I want the Lakers and LeBron James to be eliminated in the play-in tournament. That's it. That's all I want.
Cleveland! This is for you!
I want LeBron and the Lakers to be eliminated in the first round. Now, for this to happen, I feel like this is going to happen in a very strategic way, right? So let me tell you what I really want. What I really want, that's the first thing I want, is for LeBron James to be gone. Now, there's only one way I see this happening, and that is if obviously, the Golden State Warriors beat them in the first game, which I do believe is going to happen. With my emotions. And then, you're going to need the San Antonio Spurs to beat the Memphis Grizzlies. Because the only team that I see being able to beat the LA Lakers between Memphis and the San Antonio Spurs is Greg Popovich. Yes, I said that right. The only team that I see beating LeBron James between the Memphis Grizzlies and the San Antonio Spurs is... Oh no, he hurt his... Is he about to go sit down with an injury? Is Greg Popovich. So I would like to see that San Antonio Spurs, Greg Popovich, and see him coach against LeBron James and see if they can game plan a one game series. That's all it is. It's a 1-game series to beat LeBron James and the Lakers. And I think the great Greg Popovich can beat the generous king LeBron James, the generous king with the ring. On his watch, everybody gets a bling. You get a ring, you get a ring, you get a ring, you get a ring. They open with the rings. I can see that happening. But that's the only way that happens. The only way LeBron James doesn't make the playoffs is if he loses to Golden State and then San Antonio Spurs advance. If Memphis Grizzlies beat San Antonio and the LA Lakers have to play Memphis, then the Lakers will make it to the playoffs. Now, to be honest with you, who I really want to see make it into the playoffs are the Memphis Grizzlies and the Golden State Warriors out of those playing games. But the Memphis Grizzlies can't get past the Lakers. So I'm going to have to settle for the San Antonio Spurs. But right here, folks, we have a great opportunity for LeBron James to miss the whole entire playoffs. You understand? That who would have told you in a world with the New York Knicks are fourth in the East, LeBron James and the stacked LA Lakers on the precipice of coming off of a championship year missed the playoffs altogether. Dun, dun, dun. The headlines would go crazy and I would love it all. I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna eat it all up. And the great thing about this, is that we all get to watch it happen. Not just us, but even the players in the playoffs that have solidified the spots 1 through 6. This is their opportunity to get a little break. This is their opportunity to go out here and say, okay, let's watch some basketball. Let's be a fan. Not saying we must be a fan, but let's watch our fellow brothers actually perform and see what's going on. Let's actually sit back, relax, sip some cognac, go to the jacuzzi, get some shots up, and not have to worry about playing anybody for a couple of games while we watch these planes go. Because this is your reward. Wagwan Sugars, welcome to the podcast. This is your reward. Wait, you're not here? I thought I said, oh, shit. I thought you was hiding somewhere. This is your reward, teams 1 through 6, for making it to the playoffs. Now, granted, all 10 teams, all 20 teams have made it to the postseason. But this is your reward for being one of those top 6 teams. Is that you get a couple days break while the playing tournament goes on. And then you guys come back to pick it up. So it's interesting to see who's going to fall. Boston, Indiana, Lakers, Memphis. These matches are intriguing. We could see the Golden State Warriors versus the LA Lakers in a 1-game series. And not for nothing. While I fully believe and fully know, thank you, Schultz. While I fully believe and fully know that I know that LeBron James knows how to beat Stephen Curry in 1 game. This is Stephen Curry we're still talking about here. This is still Chef with the shot. This is still the golden child. You understand? This is still your last dragon. Like he's the last person to beat Shogun and Show Nuff. That's who LeBron James is Show Nuff. He's a Shogun. Stephen Curry came in here like the last dragon. Zoom, 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 zoom. Listen, Stephen's gonna have to go off. And LeBron James is gonna have to implement his Stephen Curry stopping plan from jump ball. Because they have a Stephen Curry stopping plan. They develop it with Coach Lou in Cleveland. They have a way that they believe that they can beat them. They also saw it happen with the Clippers last year when it was just him, even to the time when he went down. Thank you for sharing the podcast. So they believe they have a formula, and this formula is gonna be implemented immediately, because you can't let Steph go off for 50. You can't have him cook up a full course meal. Scrambled eggs only. That's it. And they make him make some burnt toast in the beginning in the first quarter. But if you make him make those scrambled eggs in the second, you know what I mean? Get you a burger in the third. A nice steak dinner in the fourth. It's a wrap. You're full. You might as well undo that top belt, that top button. Go sit on the couch. It's a wrap. I see you. And then there's Memphis and San Antonio, where we just get a chance to see John Morant again in a playoff environment. This goes back to show you again, when that draft came out, I think I told everybody that out of this draft, I think I wanted John Morant out of anybody else. And I was kind of hoping that whatever rumors that had popped up about his knees would have made him fall to the third spot. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if I'm the New York Knicks, right now I'm not unhappy with who I got. Here goes year number 2, right, of the trifecta that came out. Zion Williamson, the overhyped eagle. John Morant, the slithery mongoose. And R.J. Barrett, the Canadian, eh? And now, in the second year, we've seen 2 straight years of John Morant in the postseason. We've now seen R.J. Barrett. This whole entire playing tournament was created for the young Lion Zion. But yet, every time the playing start, I can't get my eye on Zion anywhere. So they lying about that for real. Like, how much of a truth he is if he can't get his team over these humps. His humps. His lovely lady he loves. Send the grandpa AD to ICU. Listen, I told you that Anthony Davis, he may be there too. So I'm gonna get to the point, Knicks fans, right? That not only should you be happy with this season, you should be happy with the growth of your players. I started out this season, Knicks fans, telling all of you, if you were listening, that if there was a player that was currently on the Knicks roster that was still underneath their rookie contract. Hold on. I see he got the alert. Yo, hold on. I got you.
Drop takes, don't you? Drop takes, don't you?
Sir, yes, sir!
Well, if you're gonna drop takes, you might as well go ahead and drop them expeditiously.
Cleveland! This is for you!
Thank you, KJ. I told you I had something for Chill Will.
This is ridiculous.
But you didn't know what I had for him.
Waiting
I had
the whole time.
I had an intro waiting for him, and I set him up. I set up KJ. I made it sound like I had something nefarious for you. KJ went on the horn. And he was like, "Yo, Will, tease on that shit." And he came and he said, "What you got, Chill Will? I got your very own intro." For those who don't know, we got the 4th drunk uncle in the building, and that is my boy Chill Will. Let's play that intro again in case you guys didn't hear it.
Drop takes, don't you? Drop takes, don't you?
Sir, yes, sir!
Well, if you're gonna drop takes, you might as well go ahead and drop them expeditiously.
Cleveland! This is for you!
You like that?
Even in this nigga is a professional antagonist, man. This nigga is Gargamel, man. This is Gargamel. I'm telling you.
I am good at what I do. Okay.
This nigga, even in he can pay homage and try to antagonize you at the same time. That's crazy. Why does he do this? That's all right.
But tell me you don't like that though. That's dope
right.
though. You like that intro though. See, that's your intro.
It was good. It was good. It was good for the last part. I like it the last part. Cause I just feel like the part you trying to pick, but you know what I'm saying, you picking at me. It's just you made it that way.
I was in the lab working hard on that yesterday.
Man.
I was in a full good mood. The Knicks put me
The
Knicks put me in a good mood for the next 60 days. My birthday's
Do
on
they
July
gotta play
7th.
in?
No playing.
Oh.
Home court.
Okay.
Home court, 4th seed. Home court, baby.
Oh man. They about to take this L real quick.
To Atlanta? Nope. We swept them this season.
They take Trey ain't hurt, is he?
We hurt him last time.
Oh.
And we hurt his ego.
Oh, he was hurt.
Yeah, and he have to.
No, is he hurt?
Yeah, he's back. He's back. But there's no ring.
No,
there's no ring for him here. Like he got no precious to be chasing. What are you going? My precious, my precious. Like no, come on now. We ain't worried about him. He's still waiting for somebody to give him a sock so he can earn his freedom. That's what's that show called? That with the guy with the lightning in his head. That's a Harry Potter reference for you guys. He's that little troll from Harry Potter that earned his freedom when he got a sock. Like nobody's afraid of him.
Y'all gotta force you. That's how bad the East is, bro. Think about how bad the East is. If the Knicks got a 4 seed.
I'm gonna say we're better than LeBron James right now and his Lakers. Got a better record than them.
Oh my gosh, here we go.
I'm just saying.
Like now, I was just, I don't even like LeBron, but sometimes, like you make like KJ, like man, come on, man, listen here, how did the boy T, cause he tripping. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, cause how you fuck with LeBron? But now, what you saying? What you saying? Come on, bro. If the Knicks was in the West, they would be so far from the playoffs. They would be like the 80th seed in the West.
Actually, they'll be above the Lakers if they were in the West.
Actually, no, they wouldn't because they would have to play Western Conference teams.
We played Western Conference teams.
You can't take their record from the East and make it their record from the West.
Oh.
No, you're not talking to no feeble-minded person. You gotta remember who you talking to here because you just ain't about to get. You ain't about to Jedi mind trick me. No, not today, brother. It is not happening.
With a record of 41 and 34. I'm sorry?
With the regular Western Conference schedule, the Knicks in the West would be under New Orleans easily. Did New Orleans make the playoffs?
No.
Okay, that's my point.
Man, we would have beat them. We would have beat that and that overhyped vulture. Like, stop it right now.
Like, B.I. hurt. Hold on. B.I. is hurt, right? B.I. is hurt. B.I. is hurt, correct?
B.I. Brandon Ingram? He got a nickname?
That's B.I. Yeah, his name's B.I.
I didn't know Brandon Ingram even qualified for a nickname. Wow.
No, I mean, you think that's like, it's just not, his name is like the truth. What the fuck is going on today? His name is not like the truth. His name ain't like the juice. His name ain't like the annihilator. His name is Brandon Ingram, and they call him B.I. What the fuck is going on right now?
We should call him.
Am I the Twilight Zone right now?
We should just call him Brandon, okay? That's his name. It's Brandon. Like, he don't
hold
deserve
on, man. You disrespect. AT, man, you disrespectful. This dude just made 2 All-Star games in a row. In the West. Making him better than who on your team? He's better than anybody you got on your team, and you want to disrespect him and call him Brandon?
He's not better than MVP candidate Julius Randle.
Oh my gosh, he's just made in the Western Conference, in the West, the All-Star game 2 years in a row.
They're weak in that position.
You ain't paying attention. See, you ain't paying attention. I'm trying to give you the heads up before you go down the rabbit hole you obviously not familiar with. So think about it.
I'm not worried about Brandon Ingram.
I'm right. I'm just saying, before you speak on it, I want you to know about it.
I'm listening, but I'm also saying Brandon Ingram wasn't a candidate for MVP. Brandon Ingram ain't no candidate for most improved player.
And Julius Randle ain't either, bro.
But he is.
Oh my God.
Because if your boy LeBron James or your boy Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving, James Harden, if the little muscle heads, if Zion Williamson had done this with this team, he would have been. Oh my God, they would have been calling him the next LeBron James. If Zion Williamson had been doing,
Zion in his second year, he's in the second year in the league, and he's a power forward. So if that's the case, he would have. That would yeah. But how you gonna sit there and disrespect Kyrie Irving, Durant, LeBron James, and whoever else, and put Julius Randle's name in the mix?
Because if any of them,
you are
I'm not disrespectful. They're disrespectful to Julius Randle. I understand Julius Randle may not have the biggest name out there, but it takes players like 7 years for them to come in their own. Come on now, let's not forget that all of these players, they don't win automatically. It takes them years to win, and it doesn't take them years to win. It takes years of overconfidence.
I like you. You're making me hate Julius Randle, and I like him.
I'm gonna tell you though, but it takes.
I like him coming out of college.
It takes years of overconfidence and overbelief and overfeeding of a player. I'm willing to give them 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chances to fail until they get it right. That's what they do with those higher draft picks. Julius Randle never got that. Julius Randle had to struggle. If any one of these top round picks, let this have been the little light skinned fucker in Phoenix. Let this have been Chris Paul. Let this have been the triple double machine in Washington. Let this been Kenneth Faried with better hype in New Orleans. Let this have been John Morant. Let this have been LeBron James. Let this have been any one of them that would have doubled the Knicks win total from last year. They would have talked about 100% guaranteed MVP. I love him, but right now he's the light skinned fucker.
T, man, you warped in your thinking because that's well deserved. Because they've been doing it from the gate. You can't compare this dude to nobody because he had one good year. One. He ain't proved shit to nobody. He ass trash.
He proved it this year
because
he was getting these numbers last year. They were just empty last year. No. He was getting these. No, look at him. He was getting these numbers last year. He got similar numbers in New Orleans besides Boogie. He got these numbers last year. It's the first time his numbers equate to winning. Devin Booker was putting 71 points up on a losing fucking franchise, and we fucking cream his asshole.
Yes. Because that's 71 points. Julius Randle wasn't hitting 50.
He ain't done shit for his team. He done been in the league just as long.
About? Where are they at? Where's
No. Chris Paul did that. Mr. CP3. Mr. All-State.
Where's Phoenix now?
Second in the West.
Okay, so I rest my case. I don't want to hear all that shit.
After the addition of Hall of Fame,
I don't want to hear all about that CP3. No. Everybody needs a little bit of help.
Okay, where's Julius Randle's little bit of help? Anytime.
All things listen, this guy is in his what year is Devin Booker?
7th.
Devin Booker ain't in his 7th year.
Damn near close. 6th?
No,
9th?
He can't be in the 6th year. No, it's no way.
He's past his first time.
He probably in his third.
No,
Devin Booker in his third, 4th year.
He's not in his third, 4th year. Devin Booker's already into his second contract already. He's already into his extension.
Okay, so he in his fourth year.
He's in extension years already. No.
It's easy. It ain't like we ain't got Google.
I mean,
you got the computer right there.
I'm about to do it. I just didn't want to, talk and try to type in because, that shit get distracted.
So whatever he was in, he been balling way better than Julius Randle.
He was drafted in 2015.
And so check this out. But check this: the first time he got some help, look what he did. And he did it by himself. He had to go shop. He didn't get traded. He was the franchise coming out.
So like if Devin Booker, 7 years into the league, had done what Julius Randle did with the New York Knicks, because also what you're talking about is consistent numbers. All Devin Booker has done is put up consistent scoring numbers. Julius Randle has consistent double numbers. He has consistent buckets.
He ain't Devin. Come on, let's be honest, bro. He not the Devin Booker. Let's be honest. Like, we ain't got to do this right now.
like I said,
he's not not in the same pedigree.
That's because he don't got the name. He don't got the limelight. He ain't been fluffed and
No.
polished.
We're
and
not talking about all of that, bro. We're not talking about all of that, bro. We're not.
Like people forget.
We talking about at the end of the day, if you in a pickup game, T, in the end of the day, you in a pickup game, and they say, you know what, I'm about to add $5 million to your portfolio, T. You need to pick one of these two players to get you there. Who you gonna pick?
In a pickup game?
For your kids, $5 million for their portfolio. Who you gonna pick to fill out your team?
Julius Randle.
Which one of these do? Oh my God.
From what he has shown me this year, give me Julius Randle.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
He can shoot the three. He can work it.
Devin Booker's probably.
Wait, who do you want? Do you want Devin Booker or do you want LeBron James? Do you want Devin Booker or do you want Jimmy Butler?
I would say Jimmy Butler, LeBron, but you know who I don't want? Julius Randle.
Well, that's who I want.
So you
Cleveland, this is for you.
What's that?
So you taking Julius Randle over LeBron?
No, but Julius Randle is doing what LeBron does for his team. And that's what I'm showing.
He's the only one there.
Okay then. And so like I said, if Devin Booker was the only one in New York and would have doubled their win total, they would have been creaming his asshole.
Well, they was already creaming his asshole because he was balling.
Like I said,
everybody respects Devin Booker in the league.
Like I said, he's not even the reason why they're winning in Phoenix. He's not even the reason why they're. I'm saying though, he's not even the reason why they're winning in Phoenix. And look at you, got to making it clear out of him.
Look at their career numbers though. Who's better? Period.
Okay, I understand.
You're talking about a guy that just decided to start.
No. But
you're
also,
what was my point? The guy that just made up his mind decided to start hooping.
No, and what was my point at the beginning?
Came in the league bro.
Devin Booker has had one opportunity to fail, 2 opportunities to fail, 3 opportunities to fail, 4 opportunities to fail, 5 opportunities to fail, and all they kept on doing. Julius Randle has never got that benefit of the doubt. Julius Randle went to the Lakers and got injured his very first year, and ever since then has been a journeyman. He wasn't given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chances. The first time he was given a second chance, he doubles his team's win total.
Giving excuses for this guy.
No, it's not excuses. I'm giving you it's the same benefit of the doubt that you give Devin Booker. It's like, Devin Booker had an opportunity to do this consistently. He ain't never leave. The first opportunity Julius Randle gets to do it twice, he improves himself, makes himself an MVP candidate, and doubles his team win total. This is the first time he's gotten an opportunity. This is the first time he's even gotten a second chance on the same team. And look what he did.
Oh my God, bro.
I'm just saying, ain't enough respect being put on Julius Randle's name.
No, it ain't, because he ain't did nothing comparable to Devin Booker. And on top of that, he's doing it in the Eastern Conference, where there's 2 good teams at.
And in the West, listen, Julius Randle used to ball in the West.
No, stop. He ain't never. What did he do when he was in the West? He got traded. He was a journeyman because he couldn't hack it, and then he got to the East, and it got a whole lot easier for his ass.
No,
and you see,
he was
kudos
injured.
for him. He stepped up his game. Got to the East, and he stepped up his game. Fine. But you can't compare him to Devin Booker. You can't start whispering names like LeBron James and Kyrie and Durant in the same. That's asinine. It's never. He ain't even. Brandon Ingram made the All-Star. You disrespected Brandon Ingram, calling him Brandon, because I call him B.I. Oh, he got a nickname. He made the All-Star game twice. In the Western Conference, where Julius Randle couldn't even cut it. He had to go to the East to do this. B.I. doing it, and he in the West. So I don't know what it ain't no comparison. This dude is trash still. He ain't going nowhere. He gonna lose probably in the first round to a real baller, Trey Young.
They are not losing to my Precious. They're not losing to Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
And Julius Randle has never had this opportunity. See, it's all about opportunity. This is his first opportunity. When he was in New Orleans,
you don't think he had opportunity with New Orleans?
Nope.
He at least made the playoffs.
He was balling then.
He
was balling then, and he was beside Boogie Cousins. And the moment they blew up Boogie Cousins, they got rid of him as an asset. They've always used him as an asset. When he got to New York, he was putting up 2020. I'm 20 and 10. No, but they were empty calories like a motherfucker. Just like what Devin Booker was doing in Phoenix for years. Devin Booker was putting up 71 points was empty calories.
You said empty calories.
Empty calories. That's what 71 points were. Devin Booker put up empty calories
in the Western Conference.
Okay then. And Julius Randle was putting up a double-double. Was putting up a double-double last year, and it was empty calories. That shit wasn't equated to winning.
Let me put this in perspective. You got Luka, you got Ja Morant. You know what I'm saying? You got people like that put up decent numbers in a year.
And
you can't say they win shit because they didn't make the playoffs. You can't say that, especially and Ja Morant and Luka team's better than that. So. You got Devin Booker out there. He doing what he can do in the time. He's still trying to learn. Okay, fine.
So what I hear
but at the end of the day, you got Julius Randle. Look, in his first 7, we can stack these first 7 years up, compare them to the other these guys we're talking about, and there's no comparison. So I don't get you talking about empty calories. Ain't nothing but it's still empty calories. It ain't no more empty calories but to make the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. It don't get no more empty calorie than that.
But that's where LeBron James made his career at, though.
Thank you. I agree. That's
Cleveland! This is for
you. And you see now what's happening with him. He got to play in, and he got the worst matchup he could ever want to see because he got the two guys that don't give a shit about. He got the two guys that don't give a shit about his whole existence. He gonna be looking across from him. His worst nightmare in the league. It's two of his worst nightmares.
Draymond Green.
And they was on the same team at one. No. Well, I should say, it ain't. I'm just talking about there's two guys that he really don't want to see in this league. I mean, Draymond is one, and I could play like a third guy, but I'm talking about like he really don't want to see. One ain't on the same team no more. One of his name is Kevin Durant. The other one name is Steph Curry. Them the two guys that they don't care about LeBron's whole existence at all.
Yeah, it's the fucking couch.
And now Durant didn't beat him face head up, whether you can say whatever about it, whatever. The fact is that Durant not only was on a team where he locked LeBron up at key points of that game, at them moments in the championship, he was coming down, mouthing his ass. Bow. Coming down from bow, pulling up in LeBron mouth to where he couldn't even check Durant the whole game. You know what I'm saying? So now you said, and then it's the other guy that beat you the first time without Durant.
Anybody can beat me.
He got the worst guy you want to see, man, right now. He got the worst guy, and I would hope, all things considered equal, they did run through the West pretty decently, pretty handily last year. So I would imagine they can get through it, but it's one game. This ain't a 7-game series. It's one game.
It's one game.
And you giving Curry one game. And he don't have to win. I guarantee Curry don't even care about. Listen, Curry don't even care about winning the ring. This is his championship.
So Will, I'm gonna add something.
This Curry championship.
Because this was the first time that you being notified for the podcast came across KJ's radar. When I was like, listen, I would like to see LeBron James out of this playoffs, and it's very likely can happen because first he plays Golden State Warriors, and if the San Antonio Spurs advance and they have to play Greg Popovich after that for one game, Greg Popovich can game plan one game.
Yeah, I guess Ron. Yep. Sure, you
because
right.
You talked about three players that don't give a fuck about LeBron James or his career or his existence or his legacy. Well, Greg Popovich is one coach that he's like, oh, fuck your couch as well. I'm taking up that fourth spot on the couch. Fuck it all up.
That would be that's the equivalent to the coach. Yep, you're right. Because he's the main one. Ain't that many, but Popovich definitely like the hell with him.
And let's not forget, LeBron James is great. LeBron James is the all-time leading scorer in playoffs because he's been here like 20 goddamn times, right?
Right. Thank you. That don't count to me. Emmitt Smith. He about to be the Emmitt Smith of the NBA.
And I don't want to call it hate. It's just roll my eyes moments. It's like when they used to talk about Kobe in the beginning, right? And they used to give Kobe all the credit for being the youngest player to do this or the youngest player to do that. And so I'd be like, well, he's the first guy to come out of high school to ever like that. But then they did it with LeBron James, and I really got sick about it. I'm like, you won't even let niggas come out of high school anymore. Like this whole the youngest player to do this. Well, motherfuckers can't even come out at that age. Why we even keep a youngest player to do this shit when motherfuckers can't even come out at 18 anymore or 17? I'm not slandering Kobe. I'm just saying I used to have roll my eye moments when they used to use that comparison to throw up, oh, he's doing this at a younger age than Jordan did. I'm like, well, Jordan came in the league like at a much older age. You know what I mean? So like when he used to be like, oh, he's doing this, I'm like, well, he didn't even have that opportunity to. And so for like a decade while players couldn't come, like 2 decades, you know, a decade and a half while players couldn't come right out of high school, and they were using all of these youngest player stats to hype up LeBron James. I'm like, well, after he came out, you shut that shit the fuck down because he came out with $100 million contract, and you didn't like that shit, so you was like, fucking shut it down, and now you use that shit to make his career look illustrious. Get the fuck out of here. That shit got a fucking dull tint. But he's still great, and he's the highest, and he's scored the most total points in total playoffs, and he'll probably end up having the most points scored in NBA history as well, while finishing top 3 in total assists. Oprah with the rings. That's your king. Is this your king? Sorry, my bad. I got sidetracked. But so kind of pick up what he was saying, right? You was like, listen, yeah, Golden State Warriors is not a team that you want to. LeBron James is not the kind of LeBron James and Stephen Curry, or Stephen Curry, you should say, is not the type of team that you would like to. Is not the team that you want to see in that first round. For one game, Stephen Curry could go off. He can go off for 40, 50, 60. But LeBron James does have a game plan. I think he's had a game plan on how to beat Stephen Curry in crucial moments since the time that he was teamed up with Tyronn Lue. So let's see who comes out with that matchup. And not for nothing, when we're talking about coaches that don't give a fuck about LeBron James' legacy, I would have said that about anybody from the Clippers, or even possibly Tyronn Lue for the Clippers. But they just ducked the Lakers at the end of the season. And if you really thought about that, if you really thought fuck your couch, like when it comes to LeBron James, why the fuck are you ducking them? Get them motherfuckers early. Like get them while them legs are still kind of sore. You know what I mean? While he's still feeling his ankle, while that shit ain't fully numb. You understand? He'll give you a good adrenaline game 1, but come out there game 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's because they're pussies because you know what? They are led by the playoff P. And that's what the P really stands for. It's a fucking pussy. In the playoffs.
The Clippers out here.
Yeah, we talking about the Clippers. Like I couldn't believe that when I heard.
You're not about to disrespect Kawhi Leonard though, like that.
No, I'm not about. No. I'm disrespecting playoff P. Because the playoff P stands for pussy.
Oh man.
What was for evil P?
Nobody gave him that name.
He gave himself that name.
Nobody gave him.
Actually, you know.
No, he didn't, man.
Yes, he did. Actually, you know what? He did. He called himself Playoff P like in a tweet. He's like, Playoff P is here. Playoff P is back. And then next thing you know, he put up a sorry B. You know what I mean? Like he called him that. I think that's also why he's so. You know what? Sometimes I kind of forget why I take something and run so far away with it, right? And that is because, and that was the reason why I took this and I ran so far with it. It's because remember when he had those 2 bad shoulders? He had one good shooting game. Said Playoff P is back, and ever since then he's been Playoff PG-13.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, well, the West is a different animal, man. It's about to be exciting. I think these playoff games were a genius. It pissed off LeBron because he never thought he was going to be in it. It was a good idea before he thought he was going to be in it. And so now he in trouble. Whenever LeBron, this is the thing this is why I have respect for LeBron. I was just talking about this earlier.
Okay.
He's smart.
Oh,
he's smart as hell.
Yes, he is. He is smart.
So, he's smarter than he is skilled. And sometimes when you're going on the road of smartest availability or manipulation is the least respected. I don't know if you ever seen Game of Thrones, but there's one character in there called fuck what's his name. He's like a priest. He don't have no penis, but he's one of the most cunning.
The bald dude.
Yeah, but he's the smartest, probably the smartest one in that in the whole thing.
I like that analogy. I like that analogy when you talk about LeBron James.
But he's the least respected. He's the most conniving though. He's the most conniving. He's the most cutthroat. He's the most. He gets what he needs it done because he is smarter. But he doesn't put in the work but he's not Jon Snow, because Jon Snow, he's in the fields. He's get the most respect. He might not necessarily. He may choose the harder way, but he gets the most respect, and that's Kobe and Jordan. Opposed to LeBron James going back, working on your free throws, working on your handles, get a crossover because you ain't got one. You still bullying people over, and you 30-some years old. You will know how to cross people over. You still open your legs like you when you dribble. You open your legs like you first about to dribble. You dribble and you first start to dribble. And you gotta open your legs. He's still that's crossovers. Like cuz. Like
oh my God, no. Yo, sorry. I'm laughing because you brought up some technical shit that is fucking hilarious. And unless you're a technical basketball person, this is gonna be completely over your head. I apologize. But you have to know what he's saying to know what he's talking about, because it looks awkward as fuck. He looks damn near bow-legged.
It's like, bro, that's my first crossover by LeBron James. And you've been dribbling like this for how long? You ain't, but at the end of the day, you still, the thing is, you can't shoot 3-pointers that well. You don't have no mid-range. You know what I'm saying? You don't come out, you don't have a heart to dunk on people like Dwayne Wade or Vince Carter. But the thing about it is you got all these deficiencies in your game, but you still one of the greatest ever. So that tell you how great you are. So I can give that to you. But you can't try to be like Jordan by saying, hey, let me plan this out. Because Jordan wasn't thinking that when he was becoming great. He was just becoming great. You literally sat down and said, let me go to this team, let me form this team. Hey, how can I chase that ghost? That's what he said.
I see what you're saying.
I'm chasing that ghost.
Basically, Jordan was like, I'm gonna go to the field.
Yeah. You know what? Let me do something nobody did before. Let me go to a third team and win. Now I can be compared with Jordan. Nobody's ever done that. Like, so you with a team trying to manufacture your greatness, opposed to pulling up your bootstraps. You know what? I need to become more like Jordan. I need to stop being these guys' friends during the year and being when they don't pan out. Stop being a crap. I don't want to talk to you, Kyrie, because you didn't come to practice the other day, or you didn't work out as hard as I did. I don't want to talk to you because we losing. You might not be on my trade deadline team, so I want to talk to you. So I'm cutting off my everything, my texts. I ain't talking to you. Opposed to like Jordan, closing practice, reporters out. It ain't no handshakes, ain't no dancing, ain't no fun. We about to fight, argue right now. So by the time we get to the playoffs or in the game, like Steve Kerr said, it was easy because that shit was crazy. But he prepared his guys around him. He got with his guys and he brought his guys up with him. Opposed to being now, granted, he did it his way. One thing I can't say about LeBron, no matter whether you like the way or not, he still did it his way. Which is also a testament to him and his greatnest.
Yep. And he did it in a way that helped the power of a player.
Even if I don't agree with that, but my point is that it's a role to least respect or more respect. And I respect Kobe's and Jordan's way more. Like opposed to LeBron did, but he did it.
Like he took the path of least resistance, basically.
Right. Exactly. At every way. And it was so calculated too. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't organic. It wasn't nothing real about it. At the same time, the same end results though, right? But same end results. So does it really matter?
And end results was a little bit of twofold. But end results, he won the championship, and end results, it also allowed for player empowerment for them to realize, you know what? I don't have to stay here in shitty. I don't have to stay here in shitty environments for long.
Right.
Exactly. I can get out. Exactly. You know what? The money is good enough that I can make this up. I can make this up on the back, and I can go here and I can do that. Or, you know what? I don't need to know. Or, you know what? Don't be like Pippen. In a way that don't lock yourself. Don't lock yourself into a 7-year contract and force them, because when you do those 7-year contracts, it was basically always the same formula. year 1 and 2, there's nothing really happening for the team. They kind of stick with the same roster because they're trying to recoup that money back. You know what I mean? Year 3 and 4, you may be lucky if they try to do shit. Year 5 and 6 is where they really try to make a couple of pushes, and you know what I mean? So they always try to work out more towards it, and that's if you were in. And that was if you were in the prime portion of that 7-year contract. If you were on the back end portion of that 7-year contract, then that was completely different. So they started forcing the money and also realizing, like, you know what? Why sign a 7-year contract when we could be on the market twice within 7 years and touch that new money every single time? Because at the end of the day, that's what fucked up Pippen, is that he locked himself into that low-ass money amount. And when that money started exploding, guess what? You were at a discount, nigga, and that's what you signed up for. And everybody wanted you, but you did it to yourself. Brett screwed Brett.
And you know what else? He also brought his homeboy along. Somebody that said, you can't do that. You can't bring... Listen, I'm going to tell you. What's the... Damn, I'm tripping. Paul... What's his name? I went to school with him. We went to the same junior high school.
Which Paul?
He would.
Which Paul? You talking about LeBron
not
people?
Chris Paul.
Oh.
I can't.
LeBron's people.
I'm
Which
having
Paul?
a brain fart. His manager, his homie.
You talking about LeBron's people? Rich Paul. Right?
Rich Paul. Yeah, Rich.
Okay.
Rich. That's Rich. Right. Exactly. Rich. I went to junior high at your high school. I mean junior high school with him. I remember him vividly. He wasn't no street dude, but he was a hustler even then. And so you took a dude that used to sell you fitteds, and whatever reason, y'all clicked, and you took this dude all the way with you up to wherever you went. Took all your homeboys with you.
Yeah. Also
and so that right there is his greatness to me.
True. Also,
that right there is his greatness.
And he even took up the cocksucker too. Windbag, Brian Windbags. He even brought him out.
Yeah.
And because he brought him up, he used him his whole career to drop
defend his own.
Well, yeah, to defend his word, like to talk about him through the media, to defend his honor. He also used cocksucker Windbag to you know, but also basically because of him, Windbag now is considered a respected journalist in the sports world, and he got his job at ESPN.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Let me
tell you something, T.
What's that?
T. Let me tell you something. He was before that. He was highly respected in Cleveland. He was on his way doing big things.
Was he?
LeBron just accentuated. Yeah, he was. He wasn't. It got bad. I'm gonna tell you, it got bad. But he is really good at what he does. Because before LeBron, he was a huge staple in Cleveland. He from Cleveland, and so he was already on his way.
Okay.
Before that, and LeBron just pretty much speeded it along.
I thought he knew. He wasn't in high school with it. Okay, I thought that was somebody he brought in from high school. I always thought Windbag came in through high school with him.
No. He
okay, so Windbag.
He was just a local reporter that.
Okay.
He was just a local reporter that signed LeBron when he came out like in high school. Like,
okay.
LeBron,
he was assigned to LeBron in high school. Okay.
Right.
I thought he was like the little high school.
I think it was 850. It was the AM channel, the radio channel here. Okay. He was always on his way up because he was highly touted him as a young guy around, a young guy on the block. So, but either way,
we got a little respect to
he
him.
did.
Cleveland, this is for you.
And to be honest, it's crazy how because these guys are well rounded. Like typically, they know football, basketball, baseball. They know Brian Wishurst. He knows every. He knows. I mean, you got to cover. You get a job covering basketball, you become like the actual national pundit. You know what I mean? Over that, but like he knows different sports too. A lot of these guys, they are diversified. They can speak on a lot of different. He one of them. So yeah. Well, either way, he is a big writer. It got disgusting after a while. I can only defend him up to
He's
the
like,
point to win.
you know what? Let me let you know that. Yeah, hey, he is legit.
Man, look,
but he's okay,
bro.
So he's like, I can actually do about his legitness, but he's a different. Got you.
The time I couldn't defend him is when that fan yelled at LeBron. Did y'all see that clip of him? The fan yelling at LeBron and Brian Wishurst yelling back. Well, what have you done? And like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you ever seen that clip.
No.
Somebody like cussing out LeBron or something. LeBron, you suck. You're a dick, right? You ain't win no shit. Well, what have you done? You never won a championship. He's right. defending them and shit. Like I'm like, oh no.
See,
you can't be
I'll tell you.
that.
See, this is why I'm the perfect fan to go like the perfect fan like to go to these kind of things. Just to have somebody like Brian Windhurst to try to say some shit like that to me, so I can catch, so we could be caught on live camera, and I can give him all my accolades that I believe are just up there with LeBron James failing all those times to win a championship. Because I'm sorry, it didn't take me that many times to win a Soldier of the Month board, Soldier of the Year board. You know what I mean? Soldier of the Quarter board. Like those were easy. You know what I mean? Like those are my championships. I got those on my walls too. You know what I mean? So I stacked those out of the park. So we can read off accolades. I want to catch windbags. But no, yeah, he is the biggest LeBron James dick. He is just so annoying with it. He really is, and it's so apparent. Like, oh God, it's so disgusting. So, let's go around the room and ask this question. Anybody can answer this that can hear and want to interact. And that did not go past me. That I did see we had somebody from Ghana that was a track athlete that was looking for some support. Well, listen, if you want some support, first thing you need to do is possibly hop into the line, call up and tell the people about yourself. We can't support a stranger or a ghost, but we could support somebody that we know. So if you're out there and you're still listening, give us a call and we'd like to hear your story. All right, so who do you got? Okay, so you know all of the 8 teams that are in the play-in, right? We have the Lakers taking on the Warriors. We have the Grizzlies taking on the Spurs. We have Boston taking on Washington, and we have Indy taking on Charlotte. I think everybody is going to answer this unanimously. I think we already kind of discussed it. The most intriguing matchup is probably Lakers and Golden State. So, what would be the biggest shocker of this play-in tournament to you?
The biggest shocker of the tournament and the play-in?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't think it'd be as big a shocker. I think the biggest satisfaction for me is to watch Curry at the last 30 seconds annihilate the Lakers and solidify his legend, because I think skill wise, I think he needs to prove him. This is my thing for Curry. This is a big year for me and Curry, because I love Curry, but I lost respect during that run. But now he's showing his ass like he's supposed to with a lesser team, showing that I am the alpha male on this team, and I am that guy. Like I've raised my production, and we make if we make the playoffs, without Clay, without Wiseman, without with a shell of our team, without Durant, I'm still a baller. I'm still gonna make noise. You know what I'm saying? And if he can do that, that'll be the satisfaction I need from Curry, to put him up there in the top 10 players of all time. You know what I'm saying? Because to be honest, skill wise, he's better than LeBron. You know what I mean? He ain't absolutely not, but skill wise, he's one of the best ever. You know what I mean?
And
at one point I thought Kyrie was better than him, but he's proven to be over time. Because at one point, before Kyrie got hurt in that finals, that finals that he him and LeBron, they faced, I think it's the first time they faced Golden State, which we probably would have beat them, by the way. He got hurt, and before he got hurt, he had 27 points. He was playing against Curry. He had 27 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 steals, and 3 of them was on Curry.
He was cooking. I remember he was in the zone, like he was.
And this is when I really settled in, even while LeBron was here. We won a ring. My hate was solidified when he left, but it was agitated. It like a finger put in the room when this motherfucker came down that game. We had the game, that one game before he got hurt. He took an elbow 3-pointer fade away at the last second. Didn't even look to get a ball to Kyrie, because this is what Kyrie do. It's all known. Before LeBron came, Kyrie was dubbed his Mr. Fourth Quarter in Cleveland. That was his nickname. He is the most clutch player in the league, like in those moments. Besides now maybe Luka.
Like for years running, like his fourth quarter points. Like I said, like not for nothing. Like we've all known about Kyrie. Like even when I give Kyrie his shit, like there's a reason why LeBron James was very comfortable going back to Cleveland, and that's because Kyrie was already putting up Dwayne Wade like numbers in Cleveland. And
so when he hit that, but he was hit. His thing is that he's a clutch shooter. He gonna hit that last shot, and so you think LeBron had that year he learned that he made a mistake. I should have gave the ball to Kyrie. I think even that night he knew, like, man, I was so worried about my ego and trying to do it by myself, trying to be Michael Jordan and Kobe, but I can't beat them. And so I respected LeBron. He said, I can't beat them, so I'm going to be myself. But just and I don't care that about long. They're not comparing LeBron to Kobe and Jordan. I'm okay with LeBron.
I still never understood how a 6'8", 260-pound pass first floor running big man was compared to Jordan first and not Magic. Like, I never understood that.
Thank you.
Like, I never really understood
but just because we're talking about the best player ever, though, to be honest, but to be fair, we're talking about the best player ever. They're trying to dub him, so that's why. But
like Magic is like shooting for the moon and falling amongst the stars. And then if you could get to Jordan, be like, oh shit, look, he got a jetpack at the last minute and boosted it. Like if you give people like you know what I mean, like Magic, at least you allow them to fall. Like shit, you give people Jordan, it's like, hey, it's win or bust. You know, but I would have always compared him more to Magic ever. Like Jordan, I guess it is because they just talking about how great he could be for the game. But game-wise, he should have always been compared to Magic. And he should have always been playing the point guard position. That way the other team could have always had a mismatch. Because I never wondered why there wasn't him at 6'8" at the point guard position, somebody else at 6'5", 6'6" at the shooting guard position, and then another guy at 6'8", 6'9" at that small forward position. Who the fuck matches up with you? LeBron James should have played his whole entire career backing down fucking Chris Paul in the paint, backing down, even backing down the guy that's in Sacramento. He's not
doing that.
Like he should be a fucking ballroom bully, just fucking punishing motherfuckers in the paint. Like, god damn.
But he wasn't. But that's tell you his mentality. He wasn't. He didn't develop that either.
That's always the one thing that always pissed me off too. Like, damn, you're supposed to be like the greatest. They always want to call him a point guard, but like Luka came out and run the point initially, and he plays that Mark Jackson game with them and puts his back on them and posts them and lets them feel his weight.
Me though, bro. You don't understand how shit vexes me because you was gifted to be the most doggedest. On paper, if I had made somebody so athletically talented,
oh God,
you would be that guy. You'd be the $1 million man, the $1 billion man.
Yo,
and you play like you a fucking point guard. That's like Saquon Barkley. He's the same. Saquon Barkley, is the same. I can't stand him because he want to be Eric Metcalf, Barry Sanders, and you 235 pounds. You squat 800 pounds. You can run away from people. And you getting hurt.
Get low and fucking and keep those legs.
But he can't do that, man. He's horrible between the tackle. He's like Isaiah Crowell, but he's better and faster. But that's how Isaiah Crowell was. Like, man, he would get the most. Talking about 0 calories. Like, bro, you out here getting all these yards, but you ain't get. When it comes time to get 2 yards on the goal line, we got to put in another guy, and you 235 pounds. That's crazy. We gotta put in a guy like that's the only knock I got about not Kareem
Saquon.
Saquon. Who was our starting?
Oh, my bad. I think you talking about Saquon. My bad.
Our starting RB.
Chubb.
He got that problem too. Chubb, yeah, he got home run power, but Hunt, we gotta put Hunt on the goal line sometimes because it take him a minute. He got to get through that second level to actually be more effective. He need to get a up steam. He don't come out the gate like he's supposed to. But we got to put in Kareem Hunt on the goal line because he got that pop, you know what I'm saying? And he can get in there. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy because one is, you would think it would be the opposite. One is smaller than the other and one is quicker than the other. So you would think that Kareem Hunt would be the big play guy, but Chubb ended up being a big play guy, and Kareem Hunt ended up being a short line guy. So, but either way, Chubb he's decent on short. He just ain't what he should be. But he definitely still at the end of the day good at running between the tackles at any level. It's just except in that 2 yard that goal line. But Saquon is horrible within that goal like that. I'm like, bro, that dude, you just juked the hell out that 185-pound dude. You ain't even have to do all of that. You gotta sometimes you gotta teach them who they fucking with. You need to choose to. No, I'm not about to juke him. I am about to murder you. And then, because that's how Jim Brown would do it. That's how Emmitt Smith, even Barry at times, you know what I'm saying, will have to, hit you with that stiff arm. Bow. I'm gonna hit you with this. Bow. You know what I mean? So let them know you gotta. But That's LeBron. That's LeBron. He's smart though because he's gonna play 40 years, and that's what his probably objective is to do. Play 40 years. He gonna be the Korean. He next. I'm gonna like him in the Korean because he's gonna play probably till he's 45. He might even get 7, 8 rings. I ain't gonna lie because he's gonna just be like Duncan at the end of his career. Hop on a couple of teams. He might come back to Cleveland with a ring for real. Because his people thinking he not quitting until he's 43, 44 years old probably. Unless he just don't have no other situation to go to. Huh?
You talking about LeBron?
Yeah, he probably got 6, 7 more years left.
Oh no, yeah, he wants to play 1 year with his kid. He wants to play at least one. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna be because you talking about how LeBron orchestrates his things, right? His contract comes up to the point where his kid becomes a free agent. I guarantee you, he not only wants to play 1 year with his kid, I guarantee you he wants to even try to win a ring 1 year with his kid. And that's gonna be the last year he goes all out. And then when he gets that one, like that's just gonna be like listen, he would have just done stuff. We'll just be able to put it into the record books that he has done stuff in the NBA that we have never seen before. And that's right. Like is he greater than Jordan? No, but he has done stuff that we've never seen before.
But no, that's gonna be for people he is. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to make that argument. Like ain't nobody ever won a ring with 3 teams before, maybe even 4 teams, and won one with his son. Listen, that's the shit he is thinking. Yeah. That's what he's thinking.
Listen, that was the race last year, wasn't it? Between the Clippers and the Lakers, between Kawhi and LeBron. Like, hey, which one of you guys could win a championship with 3 different teams and be the MVP for 3 different teams?
But if he was smart, he would have went to the Clippers and did what he did because, he would have did it. LeBron, I don't say it his greatness. And like I said, he did what all he did is he proved that all he needed is the AD, and he kind of went through the Western Conference in the bubble though, kind of handily. Like it wasn't really hard for him.
No, yeah.
But even when he was doing, I still lost respect because Jimmy Butler was balling his ass off in that series. He was not only busting their ass, and he was coming back and guard LeBron. While LeBron he had AD on a gimp leg. On a bad leg guarding Jimmy Butler. But once again, LeBron knows his weaknesses, so he decided to accentuate his strengths and avoid his weaknesses.
But also that's smart in a way because the same way he puts Anthony Davis on Jimmy Butler because he realizes there's a slight height difference there that he could utilize if he can just keep a slight foot with him slightly. It's the same thing he used against Stephen Curry a lot of times.
Bro,
like if I can keep up with Steph Curry. And I can use my physicality and my little.
He wasn't using nothing on Curry though. Who was using that on Curry? LeBron was doing that to him.
No, LeBron has done that on Curry though. LeBron did that in Curry in their championship. In the championship where they won.
LeBron ain't never stopped no Curry, bro. Stop it again.
No, he's been on Curry.
Yes,
he has.
But he ain't stopping. LeBron cannot check Curry to say, "Come on, bro, that's crazy." No, that's never happened. Maybe for one possession. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't. LeBron ain't.
I'm just talking about the same spot. Anthony Davis wasn't checking Jimmy Butler all game. It was only on spot possession. Like that's what I was comparing.
No, it was in the fourth quarter. No, it wasn't. It was in fourth quarters. The fourth quarter period. It was every fourth quarter when they needed somebody to lock Jimmy down. They would use AD. But the point is, I'm trying to make you. He sprained his ankle. He had a severe ankle sprain, and he still put that like, all right, AD, I got him. No, if you're LeBron, you got it. And then Jimmy Butler came down. That's easy work now. It's already hard as hell. This is Jimmy Buckets. Like if for real is like besides him and Kyrie is probably the best clutch players in the league. Like in that moment.
Guard him and he can't guard.
I mean now Durant.
At the end of the day, Durant
now. You know what I'm saying? Like right. You can't get no better than that. Like you can't let Luka become. Well, I'm sorry, Luka. Luka now is becoming one of those guys.
Is Jimmy Butler?
But other than that,
is Jimmy Butler your most respected player in the league?
Easily. Who? Because he's cut straight from the old school.
I think so too for me because Jimmy Butler. And I'm gonna tell you why I think I really, really, really respect Jimmy Butler because even though he plays for the Miami Heat, I have really a hard time saying anything bad about Jimmy Butler.
Man, and he's great to listen to post-game conference. He played the game the way it should be played. He got killed because these divas tried to run him out of town in Minnesota. But he probably did that on purpose just so he can get the hell out of that situation. And what you can see, after he left each situation he was in, you can see that did not get no better.
Mm-hmm. And we're in the last 2 minutes of the podcast. And something that we mentioned here on the podcast before in the past, it also puts a black eye on Karl Anthony Towns and them boys. And let you know, realize that especially with what's going on with New York, that, hey, you guys couldn't handle Jimmy Butler and Tom Thibodeau. Look what they do everywhere they go. You guys are solving.
And after they leave, right. After we leave you, we successful. And on top of that, even with Philly, though. Even Philly, too. Mm-hmm. They said he was a problem in Philly. All these places he was at in Chicago, but he go to Miami and he actually becomes the leader of a squad. And see what he do. He went to the damn championship.
Easy.
So we calling Jimmy Butler crazy. What you doing, Jimmy Butler? You ain't got nobody in Miami. What the fuck is you? You're crazy. He like, you know what? Pat Riley's a genius. I'm gonna just chill out. Say, no, we need you to come here just for one. You know, we know you great. And now, who don't want to join Miami? And just watch this free agency. Watch people slipping, but watch this free agency. Watch.
All right.
Watch Miami. Pat Riley a motherfucker. Blue Chew, y'all. Blue Chew.
I tried.
Blue Chew.
Honest.
Promo code EVBT. Thank you guys listening to the podcast. We're about to get ready to get out of here. Next podcast, 8:07, Wednesday night. We'll have 3 drunk uncles in the building. We'll see how these playing games have been going on.
Talents with Podbean Live.
Sue's made it.
Always knew I'd take the
Sue's
pod
been
there.
left out.
Just a lot
See if
later.
LeBron can swim amongst the sharks.
Last of the real gabbers.
New York, baby.
Well,
we did it. Knicks are back. The Knicks are back, baby. Go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go.
Potted down now. Last call for drinks. Bars closing. Sun's out. Heard the casino got a buffet breakfast. Don't want to go far. Wild night. Tired, B. Tired. MyT
Sports. Yo, I've been up here this whole time, yo. Bring that shit down, man, so people can stop looking at me. Like I ain't even for all this. You know what I mean? Got me on camera.